Let me tell you a story about a young girl named Lily. She lived in a small town with her parents, her little brother Tommy, and her grey cat Luna. Lily had a big dream that made her heart beat fast whenever she thought about it. She wanted to learn English. But every time she heard someone speak English, her hands would get sweaty and she would look down at her feet, too scared to try speaking herself. One sunny afternoon, while helping her grandmother clean her old house, Lily found something special hidden in a dusty bookshelf. It was an old storybook in English, with beautiful pictures of magical creatures and faraway places. The book had belonged to her grandmother when she was young. At first, Lily couldn't understand any of the words. They looked like strange puzzles on the page, but she loved looking at the pictures, imagining what the stories might be about. Every evening, after finishing her homework, she would sit by her bedroom window, with Luna curled up next to her, and try to read the mysterious words. Lily's mother saw how much she loved the book and helped her find some English stories on their computer. These stories had people reading them out loud, which was perfect for Lily. She started listening to them every morning while eating her breakfast. The first few weeks, the words sounded strange and confusing, like a song in a language she didn't know. But slowly, day by day, something magical started to happen. Some words began to make sense. She started to recognize when someone said hello, or thank you, or good morning. It was like little lights turning on in her mind, one by one. In her class at school, there was a boy named Tom who spoke English well because his mother was an English teacher. Tom was very kind and always had a bright smile on his face. When he noticed Lily's interest in English, he offered to help her. They started meeting in the park after school, sitting on the swings or under the big oak tree. Tom would teach her new words, and they would practice together. Sometimes Lily said things completely wrong, and they would both laugh until their stomachs hurt. Tom always told her, "Mistakes help us learn, Lily. Don't worry. Every mistake is like a stepping stone to getting better." Lily had a wonderful idea one day. She asked her parents for a small blue notebook, and she started carrying it everywhere she went. It became her special English notebook. When she saw something interesting, she would write down its English name. "Tree," she wrote one day, looking at the tall oak where she and Tom studied. "Cloud," she wrote another day, lying in the grass and watching the fluffy white shapes float by. "Rainbow," she added, one rainy afternoon when the sun came out and painted colors across the sky. Her notebook became like a treasure chest, filled with new words instead of gold and jewels. Every afternoon, Lily would watch cartoons in English. Her favorite was a show about a friendly bluebird named Sky, who went on amazing adventures with his forest friends. Sky had a best friend, who was a wise old owl named Professor Hoot, and together they would solve problems and help other animals. Lily watched Sky's adventures every day after school. She would repeat the words Sky and Professor Hoot said, trying to sound just like them. Sometimes Tommy, her little brother, would join her on the couch. They would pretend to be Sky and Professor Hoot, flying around the living room and speaking in English. Their mother would watch them with a smile, happy to see them learning and playing together. One morning at school, something unexpected happened. Lily's teacher, Miss Rose, asked if anyone wanted to read a simple English story to the class. The story was about a little duck who learned to swim. Lily felt her heart beating fast, like a drum in her chest. She looked at Tom, who gave her an encouraging smile. Very slowly, her hand went up in the air. When Miss Rose called her name, Lily walked to the front of the class. Her legs felt wobbly, like jelly, but she remembered all her practice with Sky and Professor Hoot. She started reading, and though her voice shook a little at first, she kept going. The story was simple, but she read it clearly. just like she practiced. When she finished, everyone clapped, and Miss Rose had the biggest smile on her face. That was the day Lily realized she was really learning English. During lunch breaks, Lily started a fun game with her friends. They would sit in a circle and play word games in English. One person would say an English word, and the next person had to say a word that started with the last letter of the previous word. Apple, Lily would say. Elephant, her friend Maria would answer. Train, Tom would add. The game made everyone laugh and learn new words at the same time. Soon, other students wanted to join their circle, and the little English game became bigger and bigger. Of course, learning wasn't always easy. There were days when Lily felt tired and wanted to give up. Some words were hard to pronounce, and sometimes she couldn't remember words she had learned just the day before. On those difficult days, she would feel sad and frustrated. But then she would look at her blue notebook, now filled with pages and pages of English words, and she would remember how far she had come. She could now understand many words. She could read simple stories all by herself. She could even sing some English songs. These thoughts made her feel proud and gave her the strength to keep trying. Lily found a special way to practice writing in English. Every night before going to bed, she would write about her day in her diary. Today was a sunny day, she wrote. I played with Luna in the garden. She chased butterflies. Then I ate ice cream with Tommy. It was chocolate flavor. Her sentences were simple, but they were her own words, her own stories. Sometimes she drew little pictures next to her writing. She drew Luna chasing butterflies, or the ice cream cone she shared with Tommy, or the sunset she saw from her window. When Lily's grandmother discovered how much she loved learning English, she brought down a box from her attic. Inside were old English magazines from when she used to travel. The magazines had beautiful pictures of places far away. Tall mountains covered in snow, beaches with sand as white as sugar, cities with buildings that seemed to touch the clouds. Under each picture were words describing the place. Lily would spend hours looking at the pictures and trying to read the words below them. When she found a word she didn't know, she would either ask Tom the next day or look it up in the dictionary her parents had given her. In the park near Lily's house, tourists would sometimes stop to rest or take pictures. They often spoke English, and at first Lily was too shy to talk to them. But one day, a kind lady with red hair and a friendly smile asked her for directions to the town's museum. Lily felt her heart racing, but she remembered what Tom always said about mistakes being stepping stones. She took a deep breath and used the words she knew. Go straight, she said, pointing down the tree-lined street. Then turn right at the big blue building. The lady understood perfectly and thanked her with a bright smile. Lily felt so proud she could have jumped all the way home. As the seasons changed, Lily found new ways to learn English. In summer, she learned words like sunshine, beach, swimming, and ice cream. She wrote stories about playing in the warm sand and swimming in the cool ocean. In autumn, she learned leaves, orange, windy, and harvest. She described the colorful leaves dancing in the wind and the pumpkins growing in her neighbor's garden. Winter brought words like snow, mittens, fireplace, and hot chocolate. She wrote poems about snowflakes falling softly and drinking warm cocoa by the fire. When spring came, she learned flower, rain, rainbow, and butterfly, writing about the new life blooming everywhere. Every weekend, Lily went to the public library with her mother. In the children's section, she found many books with simple English stories. Her favorite was about a small grey cat named Shadow, who got lost in the big city. Shadow met many different animals who helped it find its way back home. A wise pigeon who knew all the city streets, a friendly squirrel who shared its nuts, and a brave mouse who showed Shadow's secret shortcuts. Lily read this story so many times she almost knew it by heart. Each time she read it, she understood more words and discovered new details she hadn't noticed before. Tommy, Lily's little brother, became very interested in learning English too, especially after watching Sky and Professor Hoot with his sister. Lily became his teacher, showing him how to say simple words like dog, cat, bird, and tree. When Tommy said a word correctly, Lily would clap and give him a high five, just like Tom did for her. Teaching Tommy helped Lily remember the words better, and it made her feel good to help someone else learn. One day, Lily had an idea that made her mother laugh. She started putting small sticky notes all around their house with English words written on them. Door on the door, window on the window, chair on every chair, clock on the clock, refrigerator on the refrigerator, and mirror on every mirror. At first, her family kept bumping into the notes, but soon they started learning the words too. Even Luna, their cat, got a note on her food bowl that said, Luna's Bowl. Every Saturday morning, Lily and Tom would meet at Mr. Wilson's ice cream shop. Mr. Wilson was an old man with white hair and kind eyes who loved helping children learn English. They would practice ordering ice cream in English. I would like chocolate ice cream, please, Lily would say, with sprinkles on top. Sometimes she got the words mixed up, saying, please ice cream chocolate, or forgetting how to say sprinkles. But Mr. Wilson was always patient and kind. He would help her say the words correctly, and sometimes he would teach her new words like waffle cone or Sunday. Music became another way for Lily to learn English. She discovered simple English songs and would sing along while doing her homework or helping her mother with housework. At first, she didn't know all the words, but she would hum along with the melody. Slowly, she started understanding more and more words in the songs. Her favorite was a song about a rainbow and all its beautiful colors. She learned words like red, blue, yellow, and green from this song, and she would sing it while painting pictures in art class. In Lily's backyard, there was a small garden where she helped her mother grow flowers. She learned their names in English: rose, daisy, sunflower, tulip, and lily, just like her own name. She would talk to her flowers in English, telling them about her day at school or about the new words she had learned. Sometimes her neighbors would hear her and smile, but Lily didn't mind. She knew that talking to her flowers was helping her learn, and she imagined that the flowers grew better when she spoke to them in English. On rainy days, when she couldn't play outside, Lily would sit by her bedroom window and write stories in English. They were simple stories about Luna chasing butterflies, or about Tommy learning to ride his bicycle, or about the funny shapes she saw in the clouds. Sometimes her grammar wasn't perfect, and she had to ask Tom or Miss Rose to help her fix her mistakes. But she was proud of every story she wrote. She kept all her stories in a special folder, and sometimes she would read them to her family at dinner time. When summer came, something exciting happened at Lily's school. Miss Rose announced that there would be a small English speaking contest. Students could tell any story they wanted, as long as they told it in English. Many students were scared to join, but Lily decided to try. She chose to tell the story of how she started learning English, about finding her grandmother's old book, and about all the friends who helped her along the way. She practiced every day, speaking in front of her mirror, to Luna, to her flowers, and to her family. On the day of the contest, she was nervous but excited. When it was her turn, she spoke slowly and clearly, just like Tom had taught her. She didn't win first place, but she got a special prize for being the most improved student in English. Miss Rose called her most determined. and Lily felt like she had won the whole world. During summer vacation, Lily's family went to the beach. There, she met children from different countries who were also learning English. They played together in the sand, building castles and collecting seashells. They taught each other words in their own languages, but they used English to talk to each other. Lily learned that some words sound similar in different languages, and that made her even more curious about learning. Even though none of them spoke perfect English, they understood each other and had fun together. Back at home, Lily decided to try something new. With her mother's help, she changed the language on her mobile phone to English. The first few days were very confusing. She had to guess what many buttons meant, and sometimes she pressed the wrong things. But slowly, she learned new words like settings, message, camera, gallery, and contacts. Every day, she discovered something new on her phone, and she wrote all the new words in her blue notebook. Tom and Lily started writing emails to each other in English. They were short emails about simple things: what they had for breakfast, what they did at school, what they watched on TV, or what their pets were doing. Sometimes they made mistakes, but they helped each other learn. It was like having a secret code that they both understood, and it made learning English even more fun. As time passed, Lily discovered she loved drawing and writing together. She would draw pictures of things she saw: her house, her family, her school, her cat Luna, and write simple English words next to them. She made her own picture dictionary this way. When her friends saw it, they wanted to make their own picture dictionaries too. Soon, many students in her class were drawing and writing in English. One year after finding that first English storybook in her grandmother's house, Lily could hardly believe how much she had learned. She could read many simple books by herself. She could write short stories about her day. She could talk to tourists in the park. She could understand most of what Sky and Professor Hoot said in their cartoon. She still made mistakes, but now she knew that mistakes were just part of learning. She wasn't scared anymore when she heard someone speaking English. Lily learned that learning a new language was like watching a flower grow. Some days you can see new petals opening. Those are the days when you learn new words easily and everything makes sense. Other days, you just need to water the plant and wait patiently. Those are the days when you practice what you already know and prepare for new learning. Every day is important, just like every drop of water is important to a growing flower. Now, whenever Lily sees someone who wants to learn English, she shares her story with them. She tells them about her blue notebook full of words, about watching Sky and Professor Hoot, about talking to her flowers, and about playing word games with her friends. She tells them that it's okay to make mistakes, that being scared is normal, but that never giving up is the most important thing of all. Lily continues to learn new words every day. She still writes in her blue notebook, watches English shows, and practices with Tom. But now, when she hears someone speaking English, she doesn't look down at her feet anymore. Instead, she looks up with bright eyes and thinks, I can understand you. I can talk to you. I can keep learning and growing. And that's how Lily learned English. One word at a time, one day at a time, with patience, practice, and a lot of smiles. She showed everyone that with hard work and determination, anyone can learn something new, no matter how difficult it seems at first. Her story didn't end there. It was just the beginning of her journey with English, a journey that would take her to new adventures and help her make friends all around the world.